Hi, this is Amarah of the Maraverse, and if you are new here, we explore the universes that we create in our minds, in our bodies, in our lives. We explore thought forms and we interpret our lives together. None of this is meant to be prescriptive or advice that is hard advice. I am not a professional in any sense of the word, except for in my own life. I mean, I could say I'm a professional bookseller at the moment. I'm a professional astrologer, but I am not a guru. And I do not intend to make anybody feel like the words that I say are hard fact. With that, let's explore together. Let's have some fun. We are going to be talking about what to do when you show up late for destiny, or that feeling that you are behind in your destiny. I am sporting my Ever After High shirt right now, and I thought that this is a really interesting way to weave a bunch of concepts together. In Ever After High, Applewhite has this moment where she goes, Raven, Queen. I'm not even... Oh my gosh. I am so lucky that I have given myself the freedom to do this, because goodness, I'm trying so hard to be non-judgmental towards myself, but I'm cold and my mind is distracted, and I didn't quite get grounded before stepping in to this space, and I can feel it, like this anxiety, like I am eating away at my time, which is kind of on par with the subject that we are talking about, this anxiety that you are doing something wrong, to not show up in your life in the way that you are meant to. And kind of one of the questions I ask is, what makes me meant to do anything? How do I decide? Who decides what I am meant to do? Is it me? Is it the society that I went around? Is it parents, etc.? In Ever After High, Applewhite is clearly very influenced by her society and believes that it is selfish that Raven wants to do what she wants to do. She doesn't want the destiny that was determined for her by a system that she was born into without her choice. It seems pretty reasonable. But of course, this is revolutionary. It doesn't take much to see the parallels between, women writers throughout history, any Black people throughout history, any targeted group, any person that has had to fight for their rights because they have been different or, not fit within the norms of whatever arbitrary rules were created. And in unpacking these rules, once you have torn apart the structure, there's this kind of openness. It's like, well, great. Now I have time to spend. But how? And using Apple as a symbol for this, it makes sense that she is so scared to let go of this, because freedom is scary. Detachment is scary. When the nature of the reality that you grew up around, that's so ingrained into your mind and your body even, when that begins to fall away, what are you left with? And yeah, for Raven, this is empowering. I get to write my own destiny. But for Apple, what if I can't? What if I liked the destiny that I had? And yes, Apple is being very selfish here, but she hasn't reached a place where she can recognize that, because to her body and mind, the steps she has taken are the right steps. This is what she has learned is right. It makes sense. Also kind of feels like Wicked. This is a theme that is found a lot in a bunch of different literature. I choose to use Ever After High because I think that it is fun, whimsical. I grew up with it, and it's very richly symbolic. But what do you do? What do I do in that space? If I were Apple, I would look at my life and recognize what it was about the destiny that was carved out for me that I was attached to. What is it that I truly found value in? Was it, this Prince Charming? Was it the status of being a queen? Was it, the attention, whatever it was that she might have been attached to, beyond simply enjoying it because it is what her parents and Headmaster Graham and everybody said was correct. And explore that. Be like, why do I need attention? Or why do I feel like I need attention? Why do I feel like I need a Prince Charming? What is the underlying desire? Of course, we're always asking why. But so I can look at my own life. Obviously, the path that was laid out before me was not to be a queen. I mean, that could be the story that I end up writing myself. Could be the story that you end up writing yourself. But there are certain things that are expected of us, typically. I'm very lucky to now be in a environment where, a home environment, where even though we all have subconscious biases that impact the way that we perceive each other, we're also quite open to, if I challenge an idea, even if it makes people uncomfortable, there is an openness to growth. I think Raven Queen would flourish in a place like this. But there are still expectations within the larger society that I do not I do not choose for myself. But then what do I choose? How do I work? Where do I work? I have this creative drive within me, and I want to work, as in create, as in produce, share. But how, and how can I do so the most productively? I find it in moments when I'm walking and speaking with family members, friends. I find it in solitude, in quiet mornings. I find it when I write and post to Substack, when I do tarot readings on YouTube, when I do tarot readings on Instagram, when I do tarot readings in person, when I drink water, when I show up every day here, when I write, when I simply notice my life. And in the same vein, yesterday I talked about how I still don't know how to pronounce his name, discussed writing as a process of noticing that can be applied to every moment that we breathe. We're writing our stories, forging our destinies through noticing. So what do you do when you show up late? Can you really show up late? I filmed this video after going on a walk, and I showed up late to it. I told myself that I would show up every day at 3, and that would be a part of my commitment. And sitting with the fact that I missed that today, that I filmed this video that I am filming this video during the time that it is supposed to be uploaded. What do I do with that piece of information? Well, it's up to me to interpret. And I can either take this as, an opportunity to write my own reality, or I can cave back in, shrink myself into this feeling, oh, I have failed, oh, I don't deserve to show up, or this isn't meant for me. Or even, oh, it's whatever. And yes, okay, there's a beauty to, oh, it's whatever. There's a beauty to, fuck it. Fuck it, I'm going to film this late. I'm going to film this late and post it. And that's what I'm doing now. I have the freedom to do so, so why not? But still, looking forward, I would like to show up at 3. I know that one day doesn't undo any sort of progress, or long-term progress, I should say. But it is information that I missed a commitment. I set a boundary for myself. I set a rule, a role, a destiny point for myself, and I did not show up for it on time. But then again, who am I to judge that? In the larger picture of things, I showed up exactly on time. It was just not my time. And all I can do is take that piece of information and use it to inform my decisions going forward. So I can be clear about showing up at 3 tomorrow. Although I know that I have other plans and that might interrupt my schedule, so I can make peace with myself before then. And I can let you know right now, I might not be here exactly at 3 tomorrow, but it's because I have a tarot reading. I have a client, and actually an astrology reading, which is even more exciting and at this point in my life. And it's still a step in toward the life that I'm creating for myself. Going on a walk and talking about the depths of my psyche, even if it meant missing this act of creation, was still a step in the direction of the life I'm creating for myself. I'm just learning to listen. I just rambled, and I hope that there was something in there that made sense. I feel like today it's just not quite hitting, and that's unfortunate. I feel like I am just not quite hitting today. And at the same time, I'm so tickled by curiosity. I'm so tickled by life. I'm so awed by the beauty of each moment that it's crazy to me I would try to control any of it. it feels like it's all clicking into place, but my words just haven't caught up to me yet. And sometimes it feels like my words just have caught up to me. I know the words, but I'm not smart enough, there's that judgment again, to articulate them. So what do you do? What do? You ask, you question. Yeah. Once you've made peace with that openness, I think that asking for the question, asking your questions, that's what's going to get us through. Let the answers be revealed to you. I think once we pose the questions, there's something that goes out into the universe, and it always, always, always ends up finding us in the right time. Pose the question, let go, live, and yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've been so preachy this entire time, and I don't like that. But I still want to express my voice, and I guess that's where we're at right now. So I do apologize if that's how I come off. But I also don't mean to shrink myself. I want to show up confidently. So thank you very much for being here and sharing this time with me. I have so much to be grateful for. And I am humbled by the things that are currently challenging me, the challenges that I currently don't know how to face, or the challenges that, and I am humbled by the challenges that maybe I have known how to face, but didn't. No, that's not right. Now I'm thinking of this quote. I was going to call this good, but then I ended up with a different thought. That you can't blame yourself for not learning, for not acting with the lessons, for not acting with the knowledge that you didn't, that time had yet to teach you that. And I'm grateful that this video, if I can take one thing from it, is teaching me the value of editing, of preparation and editing. The Seven of Pentacles is the card that I've been meditating on for the last few days. And again, about looking at everything that you have done so far and preparing for the next season. Celebrating and acknowledging both all of everything that turned out the way that, in a way that will nourish you, and everything that didn't, and what isn't in your control, and how you will move forward. And I think all of this kind of is a great manifestation of that energy. Yeah, I showed up a little bit clumsy. Okay. Now I know that, and now I am inspired to pick up editing a little bit more, to spend more time doing that. And I know that I have energy to keep talking and talking and talking. Okay, how am I going to adjust my schedule to accommodate that? So yeah, keep carving out your own destinies. Love you lots, and I'll see you tomorrow.